Guillermo del Toro always wanted to make Frankenstein, but he was extremely hesitant to do it. This was his absolute dream project, and he had been wanting to make this movie since 2006. And in 2008, he had even started trying to plan it out, but it was interfered with by the writer's strike at the time. He said for his adaptation, he really wanted to make sure it was a true Miltonian tragedy, such as in the vein of Paradise Lost, as well as capturing the feeling of the monster being obscenely alive, such as Christopher Lee in the Hammer films. In spite of this being his dream project, though, he was extremely hesitant to actually do it. He was even quoted saying, "So Frankenstein to me is the pinnacle of everything, and part of me wants to do a version of it, part of me has for more than 25 years chickened out of making it. I dream I can make the greatest Frankenstein ever, but then if you make it, you've made it. Whether it's great or not, it's done. You cannot dream about it anymore, and that's the tragedy of a filmmaker." Which in my opinion is extremely poetic. In spite of this hesitancy though, he did end up actually signing a multi-picture deal with Universal Pictures. In this deal, he was actually going to make multiple films for them, including Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and he was going to be starting a Dark Universe series for them. This Dark Universe series is going to be a huge franchise, kind of like the MCU, but it did get canceled in the end, as they had released 2 films and both of them had failed, one of them being Dracula Untold, and the other being the 2017 version of The Mummy starring Tom Cruise. So despite already having started to work on it in 2009 and having already cast Doug Jones, his frequent collaborator, such as from Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water, he actually had to completely cancel it because Universal Pictures wanted to cancel the whole thing. In 2013, he actually brought it up again, saying he still wanted to do one and was even thinking about casting Benedict Cumberbatch as the perfect Frankenstein. But this idea sat on the shelves all the way until 2023 when finally, after the success of Pinocchio, Netflix signed him and agreed to make a Frankenstein film. Andrew Garfield was the one who was originally cast for the creature, but due to the SAG-AFTRA strikes, he had to back out. This actually left the cast and crew scrambling, but a hairstylist who had previously worked with Jacob Elordi actually recommended him to Del Toro. And 9 weeks before filming was set to begin, they actually cast him. But they had a problem. They had already done a design for Andrew Garfield for the creature, and they didn't have one for Elordi, so this meant they only had 9 weeks to come up with that design as well. Despite this, they actually still managed to get it done, and Jacob Elordi had to sit in the makeup chair for 10 to 12 hours in order to get in full costume for the movie. But despite 20 years of delays, the movie did manage to come out in October of 2025. It had a limited theatrical release and was met with critical acclaim, and in my opinion, this is the best version of Frankenstein we're ever going to get.